The Lakers fall in Game 1 due to some old problems that keep reoccurring against the same Denver squad. However, there are some adjustments to be made, and some of them could come in the form of reinforcements that could be on their way by Game 3. What's good, y'all, and welcome to another Lakers Digest video. I'm your host, Okechi Apakama, and before we get into everything that we have for you for today's video, guys, I want to bring your attention to something. There is 75% of you guys who have recently watched our videos who are not subscribed to the channel just yet, and if you guys want more of that, like news, like reactions, trade rumors, game recaps, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys are going to come right here, especially with the playoff season in full swing, so you guys don't miss any of the updates. Now, with that being said, let's hop straight into today's video as the Lakers fall in Game 1. So, the Lakers, unfortunately, fall in Game 1, 114 to 103. And while there were some things that were that I liked in the game from the Los Angeles Lakers, they just weren't able to pull it out in the end. They had a very porous third quarter, which eventually led to their demise. But let's just jump straight into it and look at those stats there for the Los Angeles Lakers as Anthony Davis in this one and LeBron James really came to play as they usually do in a playoff setting, where Anthony Davis led the way in scoring with 32 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 block shots. And then LeBron James had 27 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds to go along with the block and a steal, but he did have 7 turnovers. And then just everybody else didn't really pitch into the caliber that they're used to. D'Angelo Russell had a porous shooting night, was 1 for 9 from 3, 6 of 20 overall. And then Austin Reaves had 13 points to go along with 3 assists and about 4 rebounds. And Hachimura, while the shots that he got were great, he only had 7 points on the night total. But Taurean Prince was solid off the bench, probably the only guy off the bench who actually did anything, or actually scored, I should say. But the Lakers just didn't really have it in the second half of the game. But in that first half, the Lakers really showed how they can definitely make this a series, as they were doing a lot of things to switch up coverages on Nikola Jokic and not really giving him the same look each time. And then I thought that threw off the Nuggets a little bit. And then also their offense was humming. This is a big thing that I thought was going to help the Lakers in this series, that their offense was going to be more up to par and be able to withstand some of these scoring runs that Denver can go on, because you got to be able to score as well on your end. And they were doing that in the first half, led in large part by LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But they were able to make some shots here and there, and also get to the foul line, because that's another place where the Lakers have an advantage. So they were doing those couple of things in that first half, and that was why they had a 12-point lead at once. But they let the rope slip up a little bit, and then if you give a team like Denver, which is really good in the margins, if you give a team like that an inch, they're going to take a mile, and that's exactly what they did. The Lakers' 12-point lead essentially evaporated at the halftime. It wasn't up until LeBron James hit that deep 40-foot three-point shot to give the Lakers a 3-point lead at the half. But then the momentum had pretty much already swung at that point. And then in the third quarter, the Lakers' offense kind of stalled, and the Nuggets started to take advantage of that, whether it was getting points off of the Lakers' turnovers, which is another area of issue where I think the Lakers have to clean up, especially against the Denver Nuggets. Because if we take a look at their stats, they were their stars were great. Nikola Jokic, as he is probably going to be the MVP of the league, had 32 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists in that one. And then Jamal Murray had 22 points, 10 assists. He did not shoot the ball particularly well. It was 9 for 14, but he did shoot 4 of 9 from 3. KCP was 4 of 10 from 3. And then also Porter Jr., who was 8 for 15 on the night with 19 points. And then Aaron Gordon had 12 points, 7 assists, 11 rebounds, and 6 of them were on the offensive end, which really hurt the Lakers. And also they even got some nice production from their bench, where they got good minutes from Peyton Watson and even DeAndre Jordan, some of the Lakers' old friend there, as he's still playing here in the league. But yeah, so the Nuggets, they really got some nice help from their role players, and then also on top of their stars playing well. Nikola Jokic, he kind of is what he is at this point, but they can't have these moments or lapses on the offensive, giving up these offensive rebounds, because the Lakers were beaten in offensive rebounds. I believe it was 15-8, and that's not going to be, no, actually no, 15-4 for the 4 the Lakers had, and then 15 did the Denver Nuggets had. And it was led by Aaron Gordon, who's just a guy who the Lakers aren't truly guarding out there on the perimeter because they're more worried about his attack around the rim. And then that kind of leaves him free up because he's not really being boxed out to get those offensive rebounds. And then when the Lakers are a little bit smaller, say if Taurean Prince is in the game, or guys like Spencer Dinwiddie, and then they have to a sandwich rebound or try to even box out a guy like Aaron Gordon. It's a very tough thing to do just because he has so much size and athleticism on those guys. So it has to be either one of their 4 big men who they have currently in the rotation, whether it's Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, or Jackson Hayes, just be conscient and aware of him so they're able to box him out and not give him that opportunity to get all these offensive rebounds that gives the Nuggets the second chance, and that's where they're able to hit those easy, wide open threes they get. But I was talking about some adjustments that the Lakers can make, and so that's going to be next year. So there are adjustments definitely to be made. Like I said, there was some good things in this game, and for the Los Angeles Lakers, it just was shot making from the role players. Their role players didn't hit the shots that their caliber of used to. Austin Reaves, while I get it, he was on Jamal Murray and he had a very tough task on that end. He usually is a guy that can get around to that 15 or 18 number, especially in these types of games where I've seen him done that before, and especially gets the foul line. He can be another guy that can be very good for the Lakers on that end. And then D'Angelo Russell is probably going to be the one that gets picked out a lot, and a lot of people are going to say that he's being owned, and a lot of people were upset that he kept taking jumpers to continue with, but I was honestly totally fine because that told me that D'Angelo Russell wasn't afraid of the moment, and these shots were shots that he has been hitting all season. So I think this is just going to chalk this one up to a bad game, and if he gets those shots again, because I'm so confident in his ability, like I believe that he's going to be able to hit these shots and it can really swing the momentum of this game and this series, really, just because of his shot making can really change things and how the Denver Nuggets were looking at him. Because if you just go back and look at some of those shots that D'Angelo Russell had, they were some pretty good shots, and then a lot of them either rimmed out or rimmed to the side. He did have an air ball or two, but that could be attributed to being up in Denver, being up in that high altitude. A lot of those guys were gassed. They did play more high in energy minutes. This was a very impactful game, probably the most intense game one out of all the NBA playoffs, as both teams were really trying to do things at a high level, especially in that first half where things were kind of going back and forth there. But so if the Lakers are going to want to close the gap here, though, when it comes to three-point shot making, because if we look at that for the Nuggets, just once again, just look at how many different guys had multiple three-pointers on the night. So you have Peyton Watson, who was a guy who's really known for his three-point shooting. He's mostly known for being that high-level athlete and defender he is, but he hit a couple of three-pointers. KCP, who's a guy who Laker fans know you can't let him get hot, and he had 4 three-pointers. Jamal Murray, 4 as well, and then Porter Jr. had 3. So multiple guys on the Denver Nuggets roster had these three-point shots, and they were hitting them at a higher clip compared to the Lakers, who besides LeBron James and Austin Reaves, LeBron hit 3 and then Reaves hit 2 of them. Nobody for the Lakers hit more than a 1 3-pointer, and that's gonna be a problem for the Lakers if they're unable to sort of correct that, because I don't think they will outshoot the Nuggets from 3, because if they do, I do think they win that game by a lot, just because of what they can do at the free throw line, and then if they're able to clean up the offensive glass and not allow the Denver Nuggets to get all those offensive rebounds. So they're going to have to be able to be doing a lot of gang rebounds, a lot of sandwich rebounds. So 2 guys on Aaron Gordon if it is 2 smaller guys, and then same thing with a guy like Nikola Jokic, because he's a very good offensive rebounder too. So anytime when it's like Rui Hachimura or even LeBron James guarding him, he does have some height on them, and then it's kind of harder to get a rebound when you're at a standstill trying to box out and rebound a guy. So the Lakers have to be more conscious of those offensive rebounds, really clean those up, and just kind of get it to a little bit even. Same thing with the three-pointers, because I do believe the Lakers do have the advantages in the free throw line, or getting to the line, because they have a ton of guys who really like to play through contact, play through physicality. So that's Anthony Davis, that's Hachimura, that's Austin Reaves, that's LeBron James. All these guys go through contact to get to their finishing moves, and that allows them to get a lot of free throws. So that's going to be a way that the Lakers can tilt the tides in their favor and hit some more three-point shots. One, it's going to come down to a guy like D'Angelo also just hitting those shots that he has, and I am confident that he will be able to do that. And also some of the guys even off the bench. I would like to see maybe Gabe Vincent get into that scoring column a little bit. Spencer Dinwiddie's another guy who is going to be playing in the series, so he's going to be looked at too to even maybe even put some points up on the board, because you can't just have one guy off the bench, Taurean Prince. While he did have a very solid game, and it was nice to see Taurean Prince have a good game, especially he's been playing really well off the bench and doing a lot of things for the Los Angeles Lakers, but they're going to need some more scoring from that aspect. But I do have one more thing to get to today, and that was the possible return of Christian Wood. So Christian Wood, who has been out since, I believe, the All-Star break. He hasn't played a game since then. We had a report today, actually, from the one and only Shams Charania, and he said that it looks like Christian Wood is planning to return to game action on Game 3 against Denver Nuggets. And there was some conflicting reports here, as Dave McMenamin of the ESPN said that Darvin Ham said that Christian Wood was still going through his rehab process, and he said he still has a couple of boxes to check before LA would consider using him against the Nuggets. So I think that's just the Darvin Ham just trying to temper expectations and not really trying to sell too much on Christian Wood. But if he's able to come back, I do remember some of those lineups they had with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Christian Wood in them. And then they were always very good at finishing out possessions and getting defensive rebounds. And that's going to be a massive thing in this series. And if you're able to get a guy like Christian Wood, and if his shot comes with him, that changes the whole aspect of how you look at those three-man front courts, because all three of those guys should be able to switch those positions between guarding Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic. Christian Wood has spent some time on him in the past before, and obviously it's varied to some of the results, but then it's going to be different if a guy like Christian Wood is on Nikola Jokic and you have Anthony Davis and LeBron James behind you. That is very good cover to have, and those are two of the most talkative guys on the Los Angeles Lakers, so they should be helping a guy like Wood out in the way they do with Rui Hachimura in that same aspect when he's guarding Nikola Jokic. But instead, Wood's got some size, or some more size than Hachimura, and he's got that rebounding ability, which is going to be crucial to finishing out possessions and getting the Lakers on offense to where they can make something happen and kind of turn the tides of the game. So we'll see what happens for Christian Wood. What's next up for the Lakers is Game 2 on Monday, and they're going to need to make these adjustments because Wood is not going to play in that game. So they're going to need to make these adjustments if they want to take control of, not really control of the series, but like just take back momentum in this series, because if the Lakers are able to get a big victory in Game 2, then that sets up a lot of scenarios, especially with the Lakers coming back home and probably coming with some more confidence, especially if they're able to get a win in Denver. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys comment down below on what you think the Lakers can do better in Game 2 to sort of close the gap here. And then also, do you think Christian Wood will be able to help this Los Angeles Lakers team, whether it's on the offensive end with his shooting and spacing, or on the defensive end with his defensive rebounding? So let us know in the comments down below. I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.